Hello guys, how are you? Let me share my screen. Okay guys, remember we have to turn our cameras on, so please let's start. Okay, we're going to start with the game with a little practice for the present simple. If you can join me here, please. It's an exercise for to practice the present simple. You have the page on the chat, and you also have the code, the game pin. Right, guys, so please join me. Thank you, Larissa. Thank you, Camille. Okay, can you see my screen? Yeah. All right, great. You have to be able to see the whole thing because sometimes it's out of the page. The page, yes. So let's see. Let's try. We're going to see present simple questions, affirmative and negative questions. Okay, how do we fill this question? Are, is, and. All right, so remember we have to click on the color, which is the correct answer. No, in the page you have just the colors, red, blue, yellow. Choose the color that you think it's the correct answer. Obviously was is, no? To the next one. Okay. Hey Daniel, how are you? You can join us on Kahoot with this code.
Hello, teacher. Hello, guys. Good evening.
Larissa, could you read a sentence, please?
Sorry, teacher, what?
Could you read the sentence, this statement up here, with the correct answer?
Hi, Sophia. This is Jose.
Excellent. Sorry. Next. Great, great. It's quite easy, no? All right, remember, we use is for specific subjects and are for other subjects. Next one. All right. Again, singular, no? Singular. Next one. Which one? Where's him? Verbi. Oh, plurals, no? The subject is for plurals. Next question. What do we use to make a question with are? With plurals. It was are. So sorry, guys. Okay, next. Next, an statement. Right. It's the negative. No, it's saying you are not from this country. You are Colombian. Okay. Oh. Okay. We're seeing nationalities, no? Choose with the first statement. It's connected with the same. Excellent. Yes. If she's from Italy, sorry, she is Italian, no? Okay, next. This is a place, no? Both are places. Right. All right. It's negative, no? This is not in this place. Venice isn't English, no? Venice is in, I believe, Italy, maybe? Okay. So this type of food is from this country? What do you think? No, right? It's negative. This is from Mexico, no? So it's not from Russia. Wait, Larissa, next. Okay. What do you think? This is a first statement. This is affirmative, no? We are in room 100. Therefore, what do you think? Excellent. We are not in this other room, no? It's saying we are in this room. So we aren't in this other room. Okay, next. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, a question. How do we feel this question? Right. Is, no? Also, singular, singular. All the singulars uses this verb, no? Then the plurals, the other. Okay, next one, another question. All right. Also, singular, no? All the singular, remember, uses the verb. Even when it's a question, we start with that verb. Sorry. Okay, for you, what verb do we use? What do we use for verb? Are, yes. Even when this you could be you singular and you plural, we use the same one, no? Doesn't matter. The context is going to tell us it's singular or plural. Right, next. Again, singular. All right, same, no? It's singular. What is she from? Nationality, no? Okay, another question. All right. Remember contractions? No, this is a contraction for the verb is, no? So instead of saying what is, what's, no? Remember his, she's, etc. Not always contractions. In formal conversation, we always use contractions. It's just like that. It's a rule. Okay, next one. Same, no? Plural doesn't matter if it's you or you guys are, no? Thank you, great job, Larissa. And a statement, it. All right. It, no, it is for singular. They, it is for things, no, it. When we talk about plurals in things, we use they, no, or there, no. It depends, no, but it's for singulars. It, one thing. That's why we use is. Next, another question. All right, another question. Again, with you, right? Plural. Are you? Sorry. And finally, a statement, which is quite. All right. And again, contractions, no? If we will have the option between use I am or am, always choose the contraction, am. Sorry, so let's see the podium. Okay, first, sorry, third Daniel, second Camila, first Marisa. All right. Sorry. Okay, guys, so let me close this. We're going to see the first exercise to see if you remember, guys. There is a little rule with the verbs and different type of subjects. And in English, we divide, well, in any language, no? We divide subjects or people or nouns, whatever you want to call it, between singular and plural, right? Depending if it's singular or plural, the verb is going to change. So let's see if you remember. Okay, so who would like to help to be the secretary for this exercise, basically? Sorry, I'm sharing the link on the chat. So maybe because the other class, Daniel was helping us with the computer, maybe Camila or Larissa can help us. We're going to take turns. We always take turns, all right? So usually it starts the person that is sharing their screen. So sorry. And you share, well, you start, and then we have the other students to help you or help us answer the question. So who's going to be? So sorry. Larissa, can you share your screen? Can you hear us, Larissa? All right, thank you. Okay, guys, can the rest of you can see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So we have to choose between one of the verbs. Sometimes the verb is going to change. Sometimes we have that s at the end. So let's see if you remember, okay? So Larissa, can you start number one? Which one is it? Is it I play or I plays?
I play football every Sunday.
All right, great. Could you choose the option? you just have to choose. Click on the verb.
Okay.
Yes, great. Okay, second one. Daniel? Yes, Daniel, could you choose? Which one?
He plays football on Sundays.
All right. Did you hear Larissa? All right, great. Third one, Cami? What do you think? Is we don't or we
Mm, ¿Tengo que coger uno de toditos esos, Lice?
no? One from don't or doesn't. You choose one, and then in the other one, like or likes. You choose between the two. So it's
Yeah.
or doesn't. Which one?
We don't like milk.
Okay. So we choose the first one for each, Larissa. Okay, that's correct. Okay, great. Next one. Larissa. No, sorry. Yes, Larissa. Which one is do or does? Is like or likes?
Do you like riding a bike?
That's fine, whatever you think. We're practicing, no worries. Okay, next one. Daniel, please.
She doesn't like. She doesn't. She doesn't live in Poland.
With S or no?
With S. She doesn't live or lives in Poland. Lives.
Okay, next one, Camille. It's, by the way, it's leaves.
Lives.
Yes. What do you think? It's tidy or tidies? Tidy or tidies?
Tidy. Tidy.
All right.
Tidy.
Okay. Next one.
What is that? What is ID?
Like clean up, organize.
Okay.
Maybe your desk, your room. No, to organize your things.
But the bear is tied.
Tidy, yes.
Okay. Thank
you. Next one. I believe Larissa, maybe, or Daniel.
Mark doesn't.
Okay, whatever you think, it's fine.
I don't know. Mark don't sit the table.
All right. So whatever your instinct tells you, that's totally fine. No worries. We're practicing. We're just seeing if you can remember that. Cool, that's all.
you. Does your friend goes to school by bike?
Goes?
Goes.
Okay.
Okay, great. I think it's Camila's turn.
I often Help. Helps.
My dad never does the shopping.
Right, next one, Daniel.
Where do you spend your holidays?
Vacuum. Vacuum. Vacuum.
Vacuum.
Vacuum. Vacuum. Vacuum.
Vacuum or vacuum? All right.
Does Jim walk his dog in the evening?
Evening. Sounds like
Evening.
All right, great. Thank you. Next one, Daniel.
Tim and Paul don't play the guitar.
All right. And finally, Camille.
Mm.
What do you think?
Do they listen
Listen. Uh-huh.
to rap music?
Great. Because it's a question, it's the same like in any language. No? Do they listen to rap music? No, at the end, we go high a little bit. Music. Okay, you can click on finish. Thank you, Larissa. Okay. Yes, we can review the answers really quick. So the mistake that are seeing a lot, so do and does are auxiliary verbs. No, this auxiliary verb doesn't have any meaning. They're basically just there to maybe reinforce or take out a rule. In this example, let me actually explain the topic and you will understand a little bit better. But keep in mind that do and does is auxiliary verb for the simple present tense. When they are present, any rule disappears. So for example, in number 3, we have, number 5, which is incorrect, right? The auxiliary verb is doesn't, no? She doesn't. The rule usually will say, no, she lives in Poland, right? Because he, she, it adds S to the verb, right? But the rule disappears because we have doesn't. So that's why we have she doesn't live without the S. Okay, if you don't understand, it's fine. I'll explain right now. So I'll share my screen. And then let's see. Let's explain a little bit this rule because most of you guys make the same mistake. So that's fine. Usually that's the main problem with the auxiliary verbs. So for the present simple, when do we use this? We use it to describe usually facts or things that happen again and again. Basically, this is a routine. No? Things that happen more than once, again and again and again, are routines. No? So usually this tense, it's used for that. No? To describe facts. No, facts are general rules and routines. So, present tense, okay? Simple present tense, by the way. Okay, so these are some examples. No, as you can see here, sometimes the verb is going to change a little bit. So let's take a look. Camila, could you read all the examples, please?
Teacher. Yeah. Chris takes a trip every every
Yes.
month.
Yes, excellent. Next one, please.
Sam head up at 5 a.m. every day.
Yes.
Chris speak two language.
Language. Yes, excellent. Languages. Sorry, languages.
Sam work for I travel.
Yes. So as you can see here, these subjects, what type of subjects are these? These are people, right? But this is Chris, could be a girl or a boy, right? So this is a he. Sam, it's also a he. This could be a girl or a boy, no? So the rules tell us that for the subjects he, and it, we add to the verb, to the base form of the verb, we add an S. So that's why it's not just take, right? It's takes. So the base verb here will be just take, no? Not takes. But because we have a he, or she, or a it, we add the S. Same thing here, right? It's just get up, no? Speak, we have speaks. It's not just work, it's works, no? So this is a general rule for the present simple. Remember, we use this for facts or general rules or for routines, things that happen more than one time, no? Happen again and again and again. For example, what do you do in the morning is a routine, right? Maybe Daniel, can you tell us, can you share, what do you do in the morning? What's your routine when you wake up?
In the morning, I wake up. Usually, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and went to the gym at that hour. Then I come back to my house and I had a breakfast.
Yeah.
About my breakfast, and then I started working at 9 a.m. And yeah, during the morning I have a lot of meetings for my job, and that's all for my morning.
Okay, so some of the things that he mentioned, no, he wake up, he could say, no, I wake up at, in the time, no? I eat breakfast at that time, no? Certain time. Maybe I exercise. Anything that is related with these routines, the things that happen more than one time, maybe usually, like often, maybe more than once per week, is a routine, no? So I wake up, I eat, I exercise. So for example, if we say this with his name, which is, Daniel is a he, right? He, she, it, remember we have the S at the end. So we can say Daniel wakes up, no? Remember with adding the S. He exercises, no? We're adding the S. Or he eats, no? We're adding that S. So remember, that's the rule, no? The S, we add the S with certain subjects, no? Subject, nouns, whatever you want to. For he, my brother, my dad, my boyfriend, my best friend, no? Any girl, she, no? My mom, my sister, my best friend, my daughter, anyone, no? Or it, is the same. For example, if you're talking about your dog, it could also have a routine, right? My dog is a it, right? It has a thing. My dog eats, remember, S. Now we're adding the S. My dog eats 2 times, no, maybe one time per day. I'm saying this his routine, no? He eats. Oh yes, sorry, someone is mentioning. Yes, Camille, don't worry. So sorry. 1 second. I got lost something. Okay, so any questions so far, guys? This is a very general rule.
We will practice the does meaning.
Yeah, sure. So let's continue. Okay, well, I'll jump to this one in the next slide. Okay, so this tense is very common to use it with these verbs because they are related with maybe things that you like, preferences, maybe hobbies. No, so it's very common that we use this tense with these verbs. Like, love, need, have, and want. Larissa, could you read these examples, please? Thank you.
Chris likes his job. I love grammar. We want your job.
Yes. So the only weird thing here would be the rule, right? S for Chris, because it could be a girl or a boy, right? But it's very common, very, very, very common to use this tense with these verbs. All right, let's continue. Any questions here? All right, next. So, well, like I mentioned already, no? With all the verbs that are not he, she, or it, the verb is in the base form, no? Daniel, could you read these examples, please? Thank you.
I work in a school. Sam and Kate work at I Travel. The interns work on Monday and Wednesday.
Excellent. So all the rules, all the subjects besides he, she, it uses the base form of the verb, no? For all nouns, it could be remembered, no? Places, people, things, no, anything. Anything is a noun or a subject, okay? Anything. For he, she, it, again, we use the S. We add the S in the verb, okay? Cami, could you read these examples, please, before we jump to the next one? Or maybe Daniel, you think that is a subject?
Examples?
Yes, here, Kate, Sam, he, she.
Kate likes her job too. Sam reads the Sunday Times. He goes to LA. She does a lot of work.
Yes, excellent.
Emily teach.
Excellent, yes. So in this second part of the example, let me share. So for these subjects, these consonants, sorry, or vowels, usually we add, instead of an S, we add ES. So we don't say just teach, no, we don't say teach, no? We have to add the ES, sorry, teaches, no? That's the rule. For terminations such as SH, CH, X, S, Z, or O, we add the ES, not just the S. All right, for example, Emily teach, no, teaches. All right, ES. Any questions? Okay, these are just some rules. You usually know them, but just remember them, okay? Let me clear this up. Okay, so now let's see. Well, also has. Has and have, it has the same rule as does. We're going to see this in a moment. So for he, we know has or have, no? Have or has are talking about possession, no? So anything that belongs to you, no, or anything that happens to you. For example, I have a dog. I have 2 cats. No, I'm talking about possession. So he, the same rule. He, she, it uses has. The rest of the subjects uses have. All right. So Larissa, could you read these 2 examples, please?
I have a lot of work. Sam has 2 jobs.
Excellent, great. Sorry, and you're listening to my cat. All right. So because Sam could be well, it could be a he, no? I guess. Has, no? Has, he, she, it. Has. Same rule, no? When we add the S for he, she, it is the same. Has. But the meaning is the same, even when the words are different. Have and has, the meaning is the same. We're talking about possession. I have a cat. I have a bike, I have maybe a cold. No, if you're sick, I have a cold, maybe I have a fever, or I have a headache. No, anything that happens to you too, it's possession. No, so have or has. Any questions here, guys? Okay, great. So let's clear this up. And now let's see, finally, does, I have this, okay, great, yes, finally, does, doesn't, and does. So it's the same thing. So this is an auxiliary verb, and I'm gonna try to emphasize the importance of this because, and sorry for the noise. This auxiliary verb, it doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have any meaning at all, even when it's affirmative or negative. So do is affirmative, right? The negative form of do is, it comes from do not, no? But remember, we always use contractions. Therefore, don't, right? So in when or how do we use this? Well, I would say that in my experience, it's easy to know with which one, like the lower, the smaller quantity of subjects, no? So the rule is usually the same, no? For he, she, and it, I use does. And the negative form is, it comes from does not. Same thing, no? Does, apostrophe T, doesn't, right? Does. So he, she, it uses does and doesn't. The rest of the subjects, I, they, we, etc., uses do or don't. No, but he, she, it uses does or doesn't. So let's see. When we have a negative statement, so for example, here, Daniel, could you read the examples, please?
I work at I travel. I don't work at Silica Communications.
Okay, great. So maybe we can say this is this I could be, I don't know, Andres. Andres. No, remember the rule, doesn't, right? He doesn't work at this place. No, the negative is going to apply with the base form of the verb. So if this will be affirmative, we will say Andres works at I travel, no? Right? But if we're making this negative, this statement negative, we're going to add what? Doesn't, right? He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. But because we have the auxiliary verb, the rule that adds s to the verb is going to disappear. So we don't, we delete the s. We don't put s anymore because we have the auxiliary verb. Again, the auxiliary verb, it doesn't have any meaning. It helps us to make questions and to make negative statements. That's all. In this example, doesn't is just saying no. Andres doesn't work at I travel. It's just saying it's saying no. He does not work at this place. That's the work of the auxiliary. It's just saying a no, a negative. Okay? And because we have the auxiliary verb, which is making magic, no, it's like there just to say, no, this is not happening. It's not real, whatever. It's going to erase any rule that it was stated before. So the rule that adds works disappears for the action of the auxiliary verb does. Okay, do you understand that, guys? That's why we don't say Andres doesn't works at I travel, because the auxiliary verb is there. And it works like, I don't know, I don't really know how to explain this, but it erases any type of rule, grammatical rule that is there. Do you understand that, guys?
Yeah, perhaps we can practice it.
Yes,
Okay.
good. No worries. So is this the same logic for questions? So this, again, auxiliary verbs, do, does, so do, don't. Let me write it. Do, the negative, don't, does, or doesn't have any meaning. The only thing that is saying when it's affirmative, when it's the word do or does, is just helping to make a question. It's not related with the meaning of the verb do, which is hacer. No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. When we see do or does, usually it's used in a question. For example, Daniel, do you believe in God? How will you answer that question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yes. So the word do doesn't have any meaning. Any meaning at all. It's just there trying to help us to make a question. That's all. But it's not related. Perdón, lo voy a decir en castellano para que se entienda bien. Pero no tiene ninguna relación con el verbo do. Es un auxiliar. El auxiliar está mágicamente ahí solo para ayudarnos a hacer una pregunta. Nada más. Pero no tiene significado. No tiene nada que ver con el verbo hacer. You believe in God? We understand that's a question, no? But we need the auxiliary verb. Do you believe in God? So if we're making the same question maybe to a girl, maybe does she believe in God? Same thing. It's just there to help us to make a question. That's all. Do and does doesn't have any meaning here. It's just an auxiliary. It's a helper. Now, when we have the negative, yes, I do know, or let's see. Maybe yes, she does. The word there is just, it doesn't have any meaning. But if we say no, no, she doesn't, it's just there to help us say no. It's just a negative. But doesn't have any meaning. Just remember that. It's just there like a helper, but it doesn't really have any meaning. All right? And when do we use do, don't, does, doesn't for questions? For questions and for negative statements, that's all. Okay, so do and does, we use them for questions and negative statements. That's all. All right, so just to leave that clear there. So let's practice. Let's play another game, okay? Any questions here? We're going to practice, but I would like to know if you have any questions. All right, let's practice. You might have questions there. So let me exit this presentation. I have it somewhere here. Okay, so we're going to join, well, you're actually going to join me to Kahoot again. So if you could join me, please go to Kahoot again. Kahoot at it. One more time, please. And you will get the code in a sec. And the code is right there on the top. Can you see my screen, guys? Just asking because sometimes it may not work. Please let me know, okay? If you can't see my screen at some point, it's because of the internet.
Yes, we can see.
Camila. Thank you. Oh, no, you left. That's, sorry, guys. All right, thank you guys. And Larissa, we will wait for you for a second. All right, let's start. Okay. Let's see. We have to choose between all of the options. Okay, which one is it? It's a question. Do, does, is, are. Yes, excellent. We are talking about a routine. It could be something that happened more than once. No, that's why present simple. No. Excellent. Okay. What do you think? Do, is, does, are. Pay attention to the subject. Excellent. Why does? Because we're talking about a girl, right? A sister. So does. No, it's singular, not one sister. Excellent, Larissa. Okay. What is it? Great. Why are? Because we're talking about the person. This is a characteristic from the person itself. Anything related with you, like about you, we are going to use the verb be. No? So there we start. Next. Okay, what about this question? What do you think? Do, does, is, are. All right. So because here we're talking about something else, for example, a verb like watching TV, it's do. No? And here we're talking about someone else friends. So do your friends, no, we're talking about one person, that's why it's you. Do your friends, no, this is just possession, but we're talking about one person friends. No, I don't know if you understand this, but the question is to one person. No, do your friends. Okay, what about this? All right. So here we're talking about an interest, the interest of their friends. No, so are your friends interested in chess? No, so because we're talking about their interest in this game or whatever, it's are. No, the verb be. Ser vuestro. Great. Next one. What do you think? Where do, does, is, are. All right. So we're talking about one person, right? You. Where do you live? Great job. Okay, another question. Where? Do, does, is, are. Excellent. So cousin is, it could be a boy or a girl, right? So it could be a he or a she, right? It's not saying cousins, it's cousin, one. That's why it's does, no? Where does your cousin live? Great. Okay, what time do, does, is, are? All right. So we're talking about a school, and a school is a place, not an it. So that's why we use does, no? What time does your school open? An it. He, she, it uses does for questions, no? Great job, Daniel. Okay, what time do, does, is, are? Awesome. So it's talking about you, and then goes and your family, but it's first it's saying you. No, that's why it's do. What time do you and your family go to bed? Blah, blah. So because it's first mentioning about one person, that should use the auxiliary, no? Do. Great job, Camille. Next. Okay, how do, does, is, are? All right. Again, because it's you, no? Do you? No? How do you go to school? Because great job. Okay. So how often does your teacher speak English in class? Oh, sorry, it already has the answer. But okay, you can choose the answer again. Sorry. So it's this answer, no? Does. Sorry. Yeah, it was already there. But yes, teacher, a teacher, it could be a guy or well, a man or a woman. And because it's a he or a she, we use does, no? Obviously singulars, no? He, she, singular, or it, does. Who, do, does, is, are. All right. So it's asking about that person, no? Who is? They want to know who is this person? Who is your best friend? So is. Great job, guys. Next one. What do, does, is, or are? Right. So because they're talking about a singular, no? No, sorry, plural. Subject, no. Subjects, no, it's plural. We use are, no? And why are? Because they're asking them, no, what are they? So what are your favorite subjects? Subjects, plural, no? Are, plural. Good job, Daniel. Next, what, do, does, is, or are. Great. So is, no? Why is? Because it's asking about one subject, not singular. So subject. What is your favorite one? No, favorite subject or favorite class. What is your favorite class? It's asking. Okay, why? Do, does, is, are. Yes, do, no? Why do you? No, it's asking you. So do you watch this show? Next, what do, does, is, or are? All right. So do, no, why you? No, doesn't matter if they're asking about someone else. The first question is with this subject. That's why do. No, what do you? Good job. Next, what music do, does, is, or are? What music? And why does? Because a mother is a she, no? So what music does your mother like? No? Doesn't matter if you have a this is called possessive. Well, not possessive. Well, yes, a personal noun. Doesn't matter. They're talking about a mother, no? So that's why it's does. Okay. What instruments do, does, is, or are? All right. So what instruments do your friends play? They're talking about the person. No? Do your friends play? That's why you. No, sorry. Yeah. Well, to left. What do, does, is, or are? We're talking about hobbies. Yes, excellent. Why are? Well, and one tip that I can give you guys to recognize if it's either, well, obviously these are exercises, no? But when we don't see any other verb, your is not verb, friends not verb, hobbies is not a verb. So usually there is going to be this is the verb, not are. That's the verb. But when we have other verbs, it could be like eat, watch, whatever. Usually it's going to go with do or does, no, depending on the subject. So here, obviously, they're talking about the person, hobbies, preferences, interests. It's are because it's plural, no. Next and final question: how often do, does, is, or are? They're asking about the person. No? Do you study? No? So let's see the podium. Okay, Camille was third. The second is Larissa. Okay. We have Daniel first, good job. All right, so let's see a little explanation. One slide. To describe or to close this whole topic. Okay, so we were looking at the explanation for, maybe we were there. Oh, sorry. Okay, we were talking about how do we use do and does in negative, no? To describe, well, to neglect or make a negative statement, no, don't. Or doesn't in the case of he, she, or it, no? Again, this doesn't have any meaning, no? And these are just negative statements, no? I don't work at this place, or she doesn't live at this place, or I don't like this, or she doesn't eat this food, anything, no? Negative statements, no? We're neglecting something. We're saying something is not happening, maybe. Now, these are just statements. What are statements? Statements are facts, no? I don't know. Let's see in the statement. The pandemic starts. Sorry, the pandemic starts. No, sorry. We use. It's an statement. No, it's a fact. It's un hecho. We use face masks, no? To go up. It's a general statement, no? If when the pandemic will be over, we'll be saying this in negative, no? We don't use face masks anymore. No, it's a negative statement. It's a negative fact, no? It's not a fact anymore. Well, it's a fact, but in negative, no? Now, what happens when we ask questions? When we make questions, like I mentioned before, we can start either with does or we can start with do, no? In this case, we start with does because this is a he or a she, no? Does Sam work, blah, blah, blah. Let's see another example of another question. Do you work at Antigua? Could you read the statements, Daniel, please? The first one, just Dave.
Does Sam work at iTravel? Yes, he works at iTravel. He's my assistant.
Excellent, thank you. So when we make questions, remember these type of questions are called yes, no answer type of questions because the answer is going to be always yes or no. So for example, if I ask you this question, Larissa, do you work at Tigo? How would you answer?
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay, great. Yes, no, I don't. So when we start the question with an auxiliary verb or maybe the verb be or any other modal verb, no? The answer is going to be yes or no. No, it's a closed answer, a closed question with a closed answer. Yes, no. So depending of if I start with does or with do, the answer, like you mentioned right now, Larissa, great job, thank you, is if it's affirmative, yes, I do, or maybe no. Remember, do not, but we use contractions, I don't. No? And then we can add some information. No, it doesn't have to be that short. This is the grammatically correct type of answer. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Remember, do and don't doesn't have any meaning, no? There are other ways that I can answer. Oh no, like we can say other things, no? Like, oh no, I don't work there. Oh no, I don't work there. I don't work there. Or like you can make any comments. No, if they ask you yes, it will be no. Oh yes, sure. Yes, I work there for 3 years. The answer it could be something else. No, it doesn't have to be just yes, I do or no, I don't. It's too short. It's too direct. It doesn't sound very friendly. It's not very I don't know. It could even sound a little bit rude because it's just yes or no, right? But this is with this type of answer or questions, not close answers. Yes, no. Now, and we're going to see if we have enough time to practice this today, but it's different if we use question words, like I mentioned last class. It's totally different if I say, where do you work? Or for how long do you work there? Or why do you work there? Or anything, no? These are question words, no? Where, how long, or how, or why, or when. No, these words are question words, and they make the question open. Where do you work? Oh, I work at Unifrance. Or how long do you work there? Oh, I've been working there since 2016. No, the answer is open there. No, I can say anything. It's an open question, no, with an open answer. So just remember that, no? When the question starts with do or does or any other auxiliary verb or verb be, the answer is always going to be yes or no. And depending of the auxiliary verb or the verb be, either present, past, or future, or the modal verb, the answer is going to be yes, I do, or yes, I will, yes, I can, or yes, anything, no? Or maybe no, I don't, or maybe no, she doesn't, etc. No? Whatever word they're using to make the question, we use it for the answer. However, we can always answer in different ways. It doesn't always have to be in the grammatically correct type of answer. If they ask you, oh, do you work at Tigo? The answer doesn't always have to be, oh, no, I don't. You can answer other things. You can say, oh, Tigo, yes, I worked there 2 years ago, but I don't work there anymore. No, you can add more information. Remember that. It's not just always the grammatically correct answer, ¿no? Que se quede claro, por favor. La respuesta gramáticamente correcta siempre va a ser yes, I do, or no, I don't, or yes, she does, or no, she doesn't, o dependiendo del sujeto, del verbo, de que se le pregunta, pero no siempre tiene que ser la respuesta, ¿no es cierto? Pueden responder con otras cosas, pero lo digo en castellano para que se entienda bien, ¿no? Suena muy así del libro cuando se responde, ¿sí? Entonces tú puedes agregar otra información. El idioma inglés, como les he explicado, es un idioma muy amigable, very friendly. So anytime that you can give more information, give it, ¿no? And also don't forget to answer or make questions. No, when you're having a conversation or in a short interaction, always also ask some questions to the other person. No, don't just wait the other person to ask you questions. No, no es una entrevista cuando tienes una interacción. No esperes que solo te pregunten. Tienes que responder preguntas de vuelta. No es an interaction. So please remember that because it's weird when we just answer yes, I do or no, I don't, and then silence. No, it's weird. Don't do that, guys. Always try to engage in an interaction and be friendly, be nice, smile. All right. Any questions?
Not really. Thank you.
Sorry, my God is going crazy. Okay. Sorry, let's make my screen close. Okay. And well, the answer, no, like I mentioned, it could be depending of the subject. Yes, they do. No, he doesn't, or anything. No, but don't just say this. It sounds weird, really. It doesn't sound too good. It's too close. No, it could sound rude. No, the word rude is como un poco grosero, suena que solo respondas así tan directo. Always try to give more information. Okay, so let's practice. I have a little other exercise when we're going to see do, does, and we're going to see also answers. Okay, so same type of answers. No, or yes. No, I know, but we have to practice. So I'm sharing the link now. Maybe Daniel, I think Cami left us. Daniel, maybe you can share your screen now.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so it's quite easy. In the first part, you just click on the little thing, and then you have two options, either do or does. And when we finish with the questions, all of those are questions, right? 5 questions. And then to the right, you have answers, and you have to drag them. So you click on the option, and then you drag it to the little yellow box, no? And then if you
Okay.
you scroll down, you have in question or section 2, choose do or doesn't. You just click on the correct answer. And then in number 3, we just have to write the sentence, but in negative form. So either don't or doesn't. No, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's start. Let's take turns. First, you can start, Daniel, and then the second one, Larissa, please. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Do you have English on Mondays? No, I don't.
Okay, Larissa, what do you think?
Do Peter and Lucy like maths? Does estás?
All right, great. So what is the answer? What do you think is the answer?
No, they don't.
Okay, great.
Okay. Do the lion eat meat? Does the lion eat meat? Oh, yes, it does. So, should I do that? Should I? Okay.
All right.
Does she like science and PE? Yes, she does.
Okay. Dear,
Okay, finally.
does your dad get up at 8 o'clock?
Great.
No, he doesn't.
Excellent. All right, so let's see the second part. We just have to choose between the options, no? Okay, maybe you can start, Daniel. Then let's.
I have a question before starting with this.
Yeah, sure.
You said that, for example, when we don't have verbs, we can use, in another example, are. And
Yes.
now another example was when we use do with your, because I saw that in the Kahoot.
I don't remember an example right now, to be honest. But usually we have to pay attention to the subject. No, sometimes it could be we have other words, for example, you, or maybe her, or any other pronouns or possessive pronouns. that could distract us a little bit. But what we always have to pay attention is the subject. So in this
Subject.
example, it's talking about a that. No, a that is a he. So that's why it's does. No, that's your that. Blah, blah. I don't remember the example that you're mentioning, but it doesn't matter if we have other information. Always pay attention to the subject. And if we have different subjects in the question, always the auxiliary verb is going to work for the first subject, even when you have more than one. Maybe you and your family, maybe, no, your family is related with you, but it's talking about you. So,
Okay.
no, in this example, we have just one person, not that. No, it's a he.
Yeah, that was the question.
All right.
The example. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So let's see the next.
My father doesn't ride his bike every day.
Great.
She doesn't take the dog for a walk every day.
All right.
You don't have dinner at 7:30.
Carol don't take a shower in the morning.
Okay. They don't go. They doesn't go cycling at the weekend. They.
What do you think? Singular or plural?
It's plural. Yeah, but the form is he, she is with doesn't, and you.
And the rest, no?
Yeah. They, it's correct, this one.
No, because it's plural, no? Just he, she, it uses doesn't, so it's don't. Because they usually is for either people or things, but it's plural, no?
For example, this one is doesn't, right?
Carol doesn't, yes.
Okay.
Because it's a she.
Okay.
Then finally.
That is.
I don't wash my face in the morning.
Okay, I have to remember that.
Yeah, I know. I had that mistake before learning English. It's because we don't remember the rule, no? So I will say that it's easier when you remember the shorter list. He, she, it uses does or doesn't. That's all. Or it uses has. And then for the rest, you just use the regular verb, not the base verb or auxiliary verb. I will say that, in my opinion, it's easier to remember, but
okay.
Thank
you.
Okay, next. So there we have to make the statement negative.
Okay, I can start.
Okay.
They do the shopping on Saturdays. They don't. The shoppings on Sundays, on Saturdays.
Where is the verb?
They don't do the shopping on Saturdays, could be?
Yes, great, that's good. Okay, Larissa, your turn.
He doesn't walk all day.
All right. He doesn't walk all day. Remember, always contraction. Great, and finally?
Steven plays basketball in the afternoon.
Negative.
Steven doesn't play basketball in the afternoon.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That maybe we can. Oh, we have one more. Sorry, we have some questions. Let's choose between the options, guys. Maybe we can start with Larissa now. What do you think?
Do you clean your teeth every single day?
Excellent. Your teeth.
Does he get does he get dressed at 6:30? Get dressed.
Yeah. Yes, because we already have the auxiliary verb there, and it erases any rule. Great.
Okay.
Do they, you understand, math lessons?
Does Peter uh, we erase the we use the base form, right? Have science on Mondays. That's Peter.
Does Peter have science? Yes, because the rule will be Peter has science on Mondays, no?
Right.
So the auxiliary verb deletes that
Well,
rule.
this is a good example.
Exactly. Because it's a question, you already have the auxiliary verb, so it's not has anymore, it's have.
Okay. This is really useful every day.
That's great.
Mm.
Okay. You're welcome. Next one, Lisa.
Do you watch a lot TV?
Yes. And finally,
This is like day, right?
yes, it's more than
Or
one.
the Tony and Paul play computer games or plays could be, I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think?
The Tony and Paul play computer games. It's right. This Tony and Paul is like mentioned day, right?
Yes, it's a plural.
Okay, it's correct, I guess.
Yes, because there is no rule for plurals.
Okay.
Okay, we can go finish. Let's see. Everything should be correct. So let's take a look. All right. Oh, why is not that correct? Oh, it was,
This is day.
yeah.
Like day.
Oh, so do, yeah.
It's a
Oh.
good exercise. This.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys will practice a bit more of this rule, because I know it's not always explained. No, and this is a very common rule that people make when they speak, and then they doesn't understand why they are speaking incorrectly. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
this seems pretty basic, but it's the real everyday.
Yeah, exactly.
And we must understand.
Because it's a very well, we use the present tense a lot, because where we're talking about facts, routines, and we combine this tense with other tenses, so that's why it's easy to make mistakes when we don't have you understand the whole thing. No.
Okay.
Try to remember these rules while we continue practicing and speaking. Obviously, I'm going to remind you, but try to remember that. Keep them on mind. No. Maybe not exactly the grammar, not the form, maybe, but these rules help us. Okay, so can you see my screen, guys?
Let me stop. Yes, we can.
Okay. So now in these last 15 minutes, we're going to practice speaking. So in this speaking exercise, we're going to try to make questions. All right. So you're going to get a little fact or maybe routine, which it's the first part. And then you're going to have a part of the day. No, when we're talking about routines, let's see a couple of examples so you understand what I'm talking about. So for example, let me see. Our routines could be related with parts of the days, no? In the morning, or maybe at noon. Noon is 12 o'clock, no? In the middle of the day. Or maybe in the afternoon, or at night. No, it depends. Or in the evening, no? So all of these times, or, well, yes, parts of the day help us to express some routines, no? So for instance, let's see if I can make it. I can describe some things that I do during these parts of the day. No, for example, in the morning, what do I do in the morning? In the morning, I usually, no, these are just adverbs of frequency. Usually, sometimes, we're going to see this later on. But it's related, so I'm just going to leave it there. So we have usually in the line of frequency, we either have 0, which is never, right? And then we have like all the time, which could be 100% of the time, which is always, no? And so let me change the color, maybe I can change. Okay, which is always. No, I think it's worse. Anyways, so these are called adverbs. Not never, always, and in the middle we have other ones. Sometimes, which could be 50-50, hardly ever, or maybe a lot of times. No, so these adverbs of frequency can help us to describe things that we do in our routine. No, sorry for the noise, guys. Maybe in the morning, sometimes I wake up early. Sometimes. Maybe sometimes I wake up at 10 a.m. Or maybe at noon. I'm just describing something that happens sometimes, no? Wait. At noon, some things that I can do at noon, not the middle of the day. At noon, I always eat breakfast. No, sorry, lunch. I always eat lunch. No, so I'm describing things that happen during the day. No, these are routines. In the afternoon, maybe, what do you do in the afternoon, Tony? Usually in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, sometimes I take a nap.
Okay.
Yeah, and other times I continue working.
Okay, so you can sometimes take a nap, or sometimes I work, or sometimes anything, no? At night, what do you do at night, Larissa?
At night, sometimes I watch a movie.
Okay, so you relax, no? Sometimes watch a movie. Okay. So we're describing things that happens, but remember, this is very related with adverbs of frequency. No, in the line of never and always, there are other adverbs that we can use. No, usually something that repeats more than one time, sometimes, hardly ever, it's like almost never, or a lot is a lot of time. So these routines are going to be related with how often do we do it, no? So the examples that we're going to practice right now are related with that. Some parts of the day and some activities that we can do, but we're going to focus on questions, okay? So maybe Danielle, or maybe I'll start with the first one, sorry. So I can model the exercise, okay? So it's saying play in the park. And they say in the evening. I'm gonna try to make a question, okay? I'm going to write it so maybe you can understand a bit better, okay? So in the park, I'm gonna try to make a question, okay? So for example, I'm going to make the question for Daniel. Daniel, do you play in the park in the evening? So, because I'm making a question for you, it's not obviously it's for him, but do you? I'm asking you, right? Do you play in the park in the evening or during the evening? It could change. It's fine. So I'm making a question because I'm asking you, Daniel. You, I'm using you, right? Do you play in the park in the evening? So can you answer the question?
No, I don't. I used to do, but not now.
Okay, you used to, but not anymore. Okay, great. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right. So we're going to choose different subjects to try to make different. So the question is not always two. All right. So let's see another example. I'm going to erase this. Okay. That is, can you try to make this question for anyone using you?
Only with, bueno,
Yeah, like,
you,
exactly, yes.
do you run at the weekend?
Yes, yes, that's okay. So, so for example, if that question will be for yourself, Larissa, how would you answer? Do you run at the weekend?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. What else can you add to that answer instead of saying no, I don't? What do you do instead of running, maybe?
No, I don't. I don't run at the weekend. I run in the week.
Okay, during the week.
At the week.
Okay, at the week. So there is a difference between week. Not during the week. We have the week. We have weekdays, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, no? And then we have weekend. The weekend is Saturday and Sunday, no?
Weekdays.
So if you don't play during the weekend, you play during the weekdays, you said, no? Great, great. Remember that. Okay, next. Daniel, can you try to make a question for a she, a subject she?
Okay. Does she swim in winter?
Okay, yes, yes. In winter, because it's inside this period, right? Or it could be during winter, it's okay. In it implies inside of a period. When we say on, and that's the difference between in and on, in is inside of a period. It could be a month, it could be a year, I don't know, a period, not a period of time. We said
Okay.
when it's specific. So maybe on Monday, on November, there's something wrong there. November 18th, I don't know. When you're specific, you go on Monday, on November 18, on, I don't know. No, we use on with specific and in when it's inside of a period. Okay, so try to recognize the difference between those two when we're talking about dates or periods. So let's see the next one. Now we're going to try to make some different statements. How can we make this sentence negative, Larissa? plays soccer at school, but negative.
He doesn't play soccer at the school.
All right, great. Excellent, great job. Nothing to say. Okay, Daniel, your turn, please. How can you make this sentence? Or how can you create this word in a negative statement?
For question.
Yeah, no, a negative state.
State. No, he doesn't sleep at 10 o'clock.
Yes, good. Now let's see the next example. Thank you very much. Great. Larissa, an affirmative statement.
I play volleyball.
All right. That's do that. No, we don't need auxiliary verb when we have affirmative statements, right? Just for negative and for questions, right? Thank you very much, Larissa. Let's see the next one. Daniel, another affirmative statement, please.
Yes, we have.
Okay. Affirmative statement. No answer, please.
Statement.
Yes. You talk about yourself, no?
Okay. Do we have dinner with family every day?
Remember, a statement is a fact, not maybe a routine. So you have to talk about yourself. The subject is you, no? So I, no? I
have dinner with family every day.
Yes. No, because it's just a fact. It's just a statement. In this case,
Okay.
we don't need auxiliary verbs. Excellent. Great job. Let's see the next one, Larissa. A negative statement.
He doesn't take a shower on Fridays.
Okay, that's good. But talk about yourself. Talk like it's you.
I don't take a shower on Fridays.
Yes, great. Thank you very much. Let's see the next one. Daniel saying affirmative statement, please. Talk about yourself.
Okay. I like to share cookies.
Great, yes. Or it's also good if you say usually, no, I usually share cookies with my friends or anything. Okay, that's great, thank you. Larissa, your turn, please. Negative statement.
I don't brush teeth at night.
There is one thing missing there. You're talking about your teeth. No, it's yours. So my.
I don't brush my teeth at night.
Yes, great. Great. Okay, next one, Daniel.
With mine?
Yes, negative statement. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I don't know how to ride a bike in the morning. Oh, no, sorry. Yes. I don't ride a bike in the morning.
Yes, excellent. But it could be, I don't ride my bike in the morning. No, that's fine. But okay. Excellent. Great. Larissa, your turn. We're going to finish each of you one more, and then we will finish the class, okay? Okay. This is a affirmative statement, Larissa. Talk about yourself.
In negative or positive?
Yes.
I read a book at the weekend.
Yes, excellent. Great job. And finally, Danielle, your turn. Affirmative.
I usually have breakfast every morning.
Excellent, great. Here it's great usually because it's saying every morning, like every morning, every single morning, no? Which is, maybe we can finish. We have one more. Okay, Larissa, we can finish with this one. Talk about yourself, please. Negative statement.
I don't go to a school every day.
All right, great. I don't. Excellent. Negative. And finally, Daniel, your turn.
Negative.
Yes, negative statement.
I don't like listen to music after school.
Excellent. Or it could be I don't, but it's great. Thank you very much, guys. Great job. I think you mostly understand the whole thing. So next class, we're going to see a little bit more rules related with this. So thank you, guys. That will be all for today. Let me run today's polls. Como saben, encuesta diaria. So please answer it. You have it on the screen. If you don't have it, please let me know.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Larissa, wait for you for a second. All right. Thank you, guys. Great job. So I'll see you tomorrow in the call. Please don't forget to schedule your calls. And you already are on my English lab, right? You can work on the exercise. Please work until Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great, guys. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you.
teacher.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.